Virgo is the second earth sign. It is in the mutable modality and it is ruled by Mercury. But unlike Gemini, which is also ruled by Mercury, Virgo people need to apply their knowledge in a practical way. They tend not to like to learn for the sake of learning, but they want to put it to some sort of practical use. One of my favorite qualities in Virgo people is their humility. I find that they have a very unassuming nature, sometimes are shy, retiring, not wanting to draw attention to themselves. They often dress very modestly. And this is in sharp contrast to maybe a Leo person or sometimes Aries that like to dress very flamboyantly, flashy colors. Leo is um, very down to earth, grounded, and practical, wanting to be very sensible in their endeavors. Another thing I like about them is that they're very helpful to other people. And this is a nice quality because they are good at, being of use in the world. They might volunteer. Virgo rules the sixth house, which deals with everyday duties. But I think that some of it, it also deals with pets, so they might want to volunteer at a pet shelter and things like that. But they just are salt of the earth kind of people. However, another quality that's great about them, which I think enhances the two that I've just mentioned, is that being a mutable sign, they're also called mental signs, and they also are ruled by Mercury. So they like to learn and they like to discuss what they've learned. They like to read. And this is also true of Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius. And so, as a mental sign, they are interesting people. And they're not interested in self indulgence, when Virgo is expressed in its positive sense. There are certainly people who struggle with addiction of every sign, including Virgo. But in its positive expression, Virgo is very concerned with health because this is a sixth house matter. And they tend to be into natural foods, vegetarianism, herbal remedies versus pharmaceuticals, that sort of thing. And they may read up on it and they may tell you about it. In terms of some of the negative or shadow manifestations of Virgo, one of them is a critical spirit. And, Virgo is an analytical sign, so they notice small details. And this can be wonderful when you're working with a Virgo person because they can be great secretaries or, you know, supportive people on a project. They like to be behind the scenes usually and not be in charge. But they can be very good at seeing flaws. And, that has a positive expression, but in the negative expression, they can be a little bit too critical and notice the negative qualities of a person rather than the positive ones. And this can cause problems in relationships if it's taken to the extreme. Another negative quality of Virgo is that sometimes they can be a little peevish or, and this is almost like an extension of being critical, but just being kind of fussy, you know, not being satisfied with whatever it is that they're doing. Like, let's say they're at a restaurant and they just don't like the atmosphere, they don't like it's like the Princess and the Pea, where they notice every little thing. I have Moon in Virgo, and I I can definitely express that quality at times because if it isn't quite right, I just know there's something, and it's not just about being critical. It's like you can't really relax because this one aspect, like if the music is too loud, if I'm at a cafe or something, that just drives me mad. Um, so they have to learn to be a little bit more live and let live because that critical aspect can extend itself to when they're trying to enjoy themselves. And it can also irritate other people. And I think, sometimes it can be a little bit irritable, um, which is all related to that, trying to make everything perfect. That's what I'm trying to get at is that tendency towards perfectionism, which is, not what you want to do in life. You have to learn how to accept the fact that things are not always going to be the way you want them to be. And Virgo tends towards perfectionism, and that can really hurt them when they're trying to accomplish something on a personal level and they're never quite satisfied. They can be self critical to the point where they never accomplish what they want to accomplish. And I know for myself, I just finished my first novel and I'm very happy that I was actually able to finish. But now as I go through the editing process, I'm looking through everything. And I have to remind myself with my moon in Virgo, I have to say, stop being so critical. When I make these videos, I'm starting them over again all the time because, a little thing here, a little thing there. You can't be like that. If you're a Virgo person, you have to learn how to let go and stop, wanting that perfection all the time. So I hope that you gained a few insights into Virgo. I always say to leave any comments if you are a Virgo or know Virgo people, and you can tell me additional qualities or you can discuss what I have mentioned here. Love to hear from you. Take care, guys. Bye.